An inquiry into the federal government's childcare reforms says they'll lead to a 15% increase in fees and predicts some parents will be forced to quit the workforce as a result. The Federal School Education Minister Peter Garrett commissioned the report, but he disputes some of its findings. Tracy Bowden reports.
It's a daily ritual for hundreds of thousands of parents across Australia. Lucy Brown is picking up her 4-year-old from childcare. She has a new baby who's due to start childcare next year, but is now wondering whether that will still be possible.
We would have to consider whether I actually return back to work or not. It's a double-edged sword for us. We want the best for our children, but, how much can we afford to get that for them?
We're looking at doing two things specifically. One is to have a national quality framework, and that means that families can expect the same high level of childcare and education when they drop their kids off at preschool. The second thing that we're doing is we're making sure that we have universal access for every kid in the year before school, 15 hours a week, and taught by a university-trained teacher.
We are supportive of these reforms, but parents can't afford to pay for them.
Lucian Roncon owns a childcare centre in Geelong, west of Melbourne, and speaks for the peak body representing private childcare. He says the only way to deal with the extra costs resulting from the government's childcare reforms is to increase fees.
All parents or families who use long daycare centres will be hit, and even more significantly that will be the parents who are from a lower socio-economic background.
The National Quality Framework for Early Childhood Education and Care reforms will be phased in from next month until 2020 and include improved staff-to-child ratios, tougher qualification requirements and a system for rating childcare centres. But a Productivity Commission report into the changes suggests they will lead to fee increases of around 15%.
There will be some modest cost increases, not to the level that's been predicted by the Productivity Commission, and, most importantly, providing us with an incredible education and social dividend in the care that's given to these kids.
It's a Labor government that doesn't understand how small business operates. If costs go up, you just don't absorb them because you're probably running on quite fine margins as it is.
Pam Carr from Early Childhood Australia believes the costings presented in the Productivity Commission report are misleading.
What they've said is a 15% increase in cost. They've actually implied that that'll all come in on the 1st of January 2012, and that's not the case. It'll be phased in over the next 8 years. And what they also haven't made clear is that for most parents, 50% of the costs of the reforms will be actually met by government.
But the private sector isn't convinced.
If the government can't afford to assist the families in meeting the cost of these increases, please delay the increases until such time as the government can.
Well, I'm calling on the Minister to pause this process, to not say on the 1st of January next year we kick off a series of events that really put centres and families under pressure.
There is quite a vigorous media campaign going on at the moment with the commercial childcare lobby attempting to stall the reforms, to delay the quality improvements, and clearly they're worried about the impact on their profitability. We in the community childcare sector say children should come before profit, and that argument holds no water.
All parents like Lucy Brown can do is try to make sense of the conflicting claims.
This is big for me because why should I have to sacrifice my career because of the increase in costs and fees? But that's what it comes down to.
I've been in the sector for long enough now to know that every time a government at any level lifts minimum standards in childcare, there is this fear that families are going to withdraw from childcare and therefore withdraw from the workforce and therefore the economy will suffer. In fact, that hasn't been the case.
Tracy Bowden reporting.